we were working on log lines for Couch to Couch, and one of the first things on the top of our show Bible is, "We are two young girls. We are not okay, and we are using this show to cope with that." And I feel like that really resonates today still here. Did you have like anything to say, or?
It isn't authentic. It's scary.
There's this one chunk that I just can't get.
I can't look at you anymore.
So, you guys are creatives, whatever that means. What are some challenges that you face as a creative?
Oh my God, the tables have been turned.
Challenges. There's always the blocks, the writing blocks, the creative blocks. You'll be in the flow state, but then on action, you have to pull that inspiration in the moment. Whether it's acting or writing or whatever, I find that sometimes like I do my best work when no one's watching, type of thing.
I think adapting comfortability, finding comfortability in the unknown, because you lack maybe stability or consistency in life. Like, I know for me, it's like, when's the next gig? When's the next paycheck? When's the next, so stability, and just like really becoming best friends with the unknown, because that's like definitely been a huge obstacle.
Also trying to convert creativity to revenue so that we can survive on our talents and on our passions is definitely a struggle, because it requires people to believe in you and support you, and also
You have to believe in yourself.
Yeah.
In order, because if you don't believe in yourself, who's gonna believe in
As
you?
soon as you
now?
do start believing in yourself, the opportunities come, but also at the same time,
My hands are dry.
definitely part of the creative struggle, I think. Also, like, I don't ever let the people who talk about Plan B stuff bother me, but
Oh, no Plan B's here.
there are
That's
those
it.
people, those people who are like,
That's
but are you making any money on it? And it's like, but that's not the point.
Yeah.
I don't really care about money, but
eating is good sometimes.
yeah, you have to pay your bills. You need a
Did
card.
we let this open?
Yeah, I shut it again.
Next question.
So on the flip side, what are some of the opportunities that you kind of see right now with quarantine and all of that? Like, what have you guys been up to? What's been different?
The opportunities are still there, but they're completely different from pre-quarantine opportunities. A lot of new virtual plays, podcasts, smaller movie sets.
What was I gonna say? Oh, the best thing that happened for me was quitting my part-time job completely and never looking back, and it's just been really nice. But yeah, just promising myself that I'm never gonna waitress again. That was a good feeling.
Hell
And
yeah.
that was like a year ago, and I've been just coasting and creating and gigging and just figuring it out. But yeah, I think it provided, what I love about this was that I feel like what I was saying the other day, like the underdog kind of got a chance to catch up, because those people that like didn't get a chance to just like pursue what they wanted to pursue, so kind of had, which I think most creatives do, have to like work a part-time job in order to do what they love, but it kind of gave those people a chance to catch up, which has been a really great opportunity.
What do you mean by like catch up?
Like for me, for example, I finally got to go to school and save some money, and just like the world slowed down, so it was finally a chance for me to like, whew, okay. Like,
And I got to work on more writing, because I feel like I always had these ideas, but because I was so busy going outside and doing things, I wasn't able to actually take the time to like finish stuff. So I got to finish a musical and a movie. And then I got to film the movie and the musical. in a way that I
So
would have
dope.
never been able to do
So dope.
because I would have been gigging with the Big Happy, going on tour. I probably would have been acting in, stage productions, and it would have taken away time from my writing.
So you talking a lot about writing, and you mentioned writer's block before. Like, what are some things that you do to kind of push through writer's block?
I project hop. So if I really can't write, but I have on my schedule to like write, I'll force myself to do like 5 pages on something. Usually that'll like get me out of the block, but sometimes it doesn't. So then I'll hop to like a different project, and I'll like hop amongst like 5 different projects. That sometimes does the trick.
I feel like writing for me has changed so much over the years, because when I first started writing music, the way that it comes to me and comes through me is so like, I can't explain it. It just, it just happens. And then I started getting so in my head, and I wasn't even able to write a song for like a year. I just couldn't write a song. I couldn't sing. I just like couldn't. And I took a step back, started evaluating shit, and then I started writing scripts. And then now I feel like I've been able to find the balance, but I don't know. I feel like just like allowing yourself to like project hop definitely helps. I also find that like switching up your medium of writing, like I used to write on like the guest checks at work a lot, like when an idea would pop into my head, or switching from your laptop to a real notepad or notes in your phone. Like I think switching the medium definitely helps. And also having a room of people or like a friend that helps you, like with a different perspective is definitely cool.
Yeah.
It definitely helps a lot.
Also for me, it's like understanding that sometimes I'm gonna flow, and that's like when the writer's block isn't there, but then other times it's gonna be really hard. But if I don't do it, then like it's never gonna get done.
Yeah.
Or just it'll sit there for like a year.
And sometimes that's exactly what I was gonna say. Like sometimes like the idea of Couch to Couch popped into my head 2 years ago, but it wasn't until a year ago I knew what I wanted to do with it. So like sometimes an idea will pop into my head, like the phrase apology to the public. Thought of that 2 years ago at work, and now it's gonna be my first EP for Disco Jane. So it's like understanding and allowing yourself. You could write a song in 20 minutes, you could write a song in 2 years. It's like just learning that that's your process, and knowing like I could write a verse now, but this song, I might not have experienced what this song needs yet. I might need to experience something to come back to it and really make it the best song it could be.
I feel like with songwriting, it's just a completely different ball game for me. Like when I write a song, like you said, it's the kind of thing that just like
comes through you, yeah.
It's like you don't even have a choice. The song just writes itself. Or, if I'm like writing for someone else, or like someone gives me a beat and they're like, you gotta make a rap out of this. Obviously that's not, sometimes in the shower, it'll just like, I'll be like, blah, blah, blah. But there is like a part of sitting down and like working on a song. But songwriting just seems to come a little easier to me. What do you think? I feel like songwriting for me is just like,
It depends. Jamming with the band and freestyling, or singing over a beat, or singing in the car or in the shower. Like it's just all these different mediums of it. I feel like it makes it easier or harder.
It feels more magical because it's kind of like happens. Whereas like writing a script is like, I'm on a roll, then you go back and you're like,
this
no.
sucks. Yeah.
And then there's just constant
There's more
development. Like you have to develop. With a song, it's just like,
yeah.
you don't need
this
to like.
This is true, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think with script writing, you have to keep going back in. And with a song, for me, and you, I think usually it's kind of just like, this is what it is.
Yeah.
It's cool. I like the way you guys are describing like the song coming through you. Like I'm a big like art history nerd, and a lot of how like Michelangelo explained when he was like sculpting, he was just like, I've got this slab of rock in front of me and I'm trying to free that sculpture from within it.
Wow.
Like that was how he described how he sculpted. It was less like I'm gonna create something out of this. It was more like
through it.
The David is inside that block. I gotta get him out.
Oh my god, that's so cool.
Yeah,
it's such an interesting thing, and like fine art is something that I can't wrap my head around. Like drawing and painting and even graphic
Yeah.
design. Like sometimes I look at stuff and I'm like, how the hell did you get a pencil to do that? I don't understand. Like that's just so humans, man.
I feel like
Shit.
also on the writing thing, like since I was young, like I don't even know, maybe like 8 years
When
old,
I lived in Texas,
I would write poems, and I always felt like there was these pains and struggles that I went through that I didn't actually want anybody to know the specifics about. So I would rely on metaphors to kind of, so they don't actually know what I'm talking about, but like I know what I'm talking about, and then
It's like that in acting too. Like I know sometimes if we do like really good in a scene and like, then we'll be like, yeah, well, and Chris is like, don't give your secret away.
yeah,
You know, like, or like explaining where you pulled something from to get an emotion in a scene. Like, you don't want to give that away because that's secret.
Yeah.
But how you got there.
But
you
I
know.
feel like a lot of the time when I write songs, it's secret. Like, it's like, how did it come to me? That was my way of explaining to the world how I feel without actually saying what really happened. This is like what I'm relating it to, or how I could best tell you it. Or sometimes I'll be very specific, but I'll add a little something that's not, so I could say, oh,
I have
you
a
know,
question for
that's
you.
about this person, not me.
I have a question for you because I have a very Gemini air brain. So, like, everything in here feels legit like scrambled eggs. So that's why, like, I know you're
I'm very
you're,
airy as well.
You're similar. Yeah, you're similar in that I need shit on my walls. I know you need a planner. I know I need my Post-it notes and my
I don't
loose
remember
leaf,
anything
like,
without it written down.
Literally, because I'm so forgetful and complacent. Like, I lose shit all the time. And Nikki's like, Kat, there's no room in your brain. It's too creative. And I'm like, that's really nice. But where's my car? I lost it in Brooklyn. I can't find it anywhere.
Yeah.
So she's a good friend. But my question for you is, like, how you stay so, like, organized with your creative ideas. Because
I don't.
That was my next question.
really,
You
I got
stole it.
you. Sorry.
No, it's good.
But because I find, like, you know, sometimes I'll have something pop in my head. And I'm like, is this a script? Or usually it's, for me, I just let it sit there until I know exactly what it needs to be. But it's, like, sometimes so hard to figure out, like, where something goes or which script it goes into or which song it goes into.
I actually do a very good job at looking like I'm organized, but I'm really not. And there's, like, so many ideas that are just
Poser.
sitting there and just nothing. I mean, there's just too many ideas. Like, I think that any kind of depression that I go through derives from, like,
Unfinished
constantly
projects.
giving my energy to everyone else's projects, but what about all of my things that are just sitting there?
And then, like, convincing yourself that, like, they're not really worth, like, following through on anyway.
I have an
so-
entire computer that I haven't turned on in 3 years that for 9 months when I lived in Florida, I wrote, like, a novel and a TV series and so many. I went to school for
I was
creative
just about
writing.
to say she went to school for creative writing. It's so cool.
So I have, like, short films and this
Smart.
and that and whatever. You know, because when you go to school, you have a deadline. You have to finish something. It's not like, oh, it's...
That's been a huge help for me. I need that. I need a deadline. I know that. I remember with the band, too, like, we needed to pick a date so that the project would be mixed and mastered and uploaded, like, because if we didn't give ourselves a date, like, it would just be in the ether. The ether? The ether? The ether. Yeah, so I think giving yourself a deadline is super helpful because just holding yourself accountable. Like, we hop on Instagram Live every single Monday morning at 10:30, and we're like, what'd you get done? What are you going to do this week? What are you going to do today? Like, just checking in to make sure that, like, we're on point and, you know, also cutting ourselves a break. Like, I was saying the other day, like, my friend keeps asking me to go down to Florida, and I'm like, I've been complaining about wanting a vacation, wanting to get out of New York, but I don't feel like I've earned it. I'm like, I need to, like, figure that out because, like, I need some sun. Like, I'm not feeling good. I need the sun.
I feel you.
But, like, just knowing I have all this shit that needs to get done, it's just, like, all these, and it's mostly creative endeavors. Like, I need to finish this script. I need to finish this album. Like,
I think part of it is also accepting, like, there actually isn't enough time in this lifetime to do all of the ideas that I have.
That's so overwhelming.
It is. And especially when you, like, pick an idea and then you're like, why is this the one I picked? Like, can I go back to that thing I did about dragons when I was, like, 17? Like, that was really good. I spent, like, 3 years on that dragon thing. Like,
Jesus.
So you guys are mentioning a lot of different projects that you have going on. You wear a lot of different hats. You write, you perform, you act, you do all these different things. So like, what are your goals as artists? Like, what's the ultimate for you?
Do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
I don't care.
I would like to create, direct, and star in Couch to Couch, the TV series, and that be probably my full-time job. And we're in the writer's room, we're editing, like that's a full-time job. And then be able to also be a musician and create music and perform and tour. And that's like, it's pretty much, and then, down the line, probably put out a book, probably, I'm like, I can't think straight now, so just all these things are flowing into my head, but make a couple movies, make a couple TV shows, and just be able to create and feed.
Yeah. I feel like my goals are branches off of one tree, going on tour with the band.
Tell stories, right?
Yeah, we'll tell stories ultimately, but, going on tour with the band consistently, getting booked on movies and TV shows consistently, producing consistently, helping others pursue their dreams consistently. But what is like the main roof of that? I want to open a space where I could have a music studio and a production studio and, a spa and a dreamer's cafe and all these things in one roof. Like, Nikki, 50 years old, just killing it in this place. She's a millionaire. She's got bands and kids coming in and out and just like helping everybody realize that like their dreams can come true.
Still drinking Circle K coffee. I just see you in your knee-high socks with like your cup of coffee with gray hair and you're just like turned.
Yeah, so like ultimately I just want that roof. I want the headquarters as we call it when we dream. To be able to actually have everything I want and everyone I want be able to come to this safe space where we could just create and
that's hot
and be.
I'm here for it.
Really cool. I mean, that's like a similar vision to like everything that we're building.
Yeah.
It's like the same.
Same
retweet.
So what is the why behind what you're doing? Like you have these goals as creators, you want to tell all these stories. Why is that fire there in the first place?
So I think I'll start with Couch to Couch because I think what's really nice about Nikki is that she believes in so many people, and when I told her about Couch to Couch, she immediately was like, I'm there, I'm here for it, and that's really nice because she did not have to commit to this, so that was really nice, and I really love her a lot. But I think, I know for me, ever since I was a little girl, I'm so grateful and blessed to have an outlet. Like, to feel something and go through something and be able to write a story about it or write a song about it or make a video about it, like, that's such an amazing, healthy thing to do. And to be able to return that favor to people that maybe don't have the resources or don't have the platform or don't have the training to properly be able to do it, or maybe don't even know that they enjoy doing it yet because they've never gotten to try it. So I think for us to be able to tell a story and tell other stories or assist them in telling their story is really the most important thing. And I think just entertaining and performing in general is just such a soul food. And to be able to share that experience in a room with other people where you've never spoken before, you've never met before, but they can hear you sing a song for the first time. And, I've had so many moments where somebody comes up to me, and I don't want to play this gig, right? I'm having a terrible day. I don't want to go. I'm like, I forgot my effing adapter. I don't have this shit. This literally happened to me 2 weeks ago. I'm like miserable. I didn't want to play this show. But after like 3 people came up to me and just had like a nice word with me about how much they enjoyed my performance and how I made their night and how what I'm doing is so important. And then every time it's like, okay, yep, gonna keep going. You know, we don't really have a choice. We're gonna do it regardless.
I feel like a lot of the stuff you said really, really resonates with me too. I was like trying to follow because I know you like hit on a lot of things.
I'm scatterbrained. What up?
What a lot of people don't know about me is my childhood was like very rough. But I was living in a shelter for a little while with my mom and my little brother and my sister. And my first night at the shelter, I got all of the kids together and I was like, we're going to put on a show. So I like made this whole dance, this whole play, and we like put on this whole show, and I was like 10 years old. So like I didn't do it for money or for, you know, glory. I did it because, like you said, there was like no other choice. It was just in me. It was just something that I couldn't control. I just wanted to put on a show. So like even just like holidays with my family, I would force my sister and cousin in the back room to make the show.
And there's something so magical, you know, that word magical is really something I keep coming back to, because you're creating a world that, you know, that you can live in safely and creatively without, you know, without limitation. You don't have to abide by anyone's rules. You don't have to water yourself down or appease other people. You can just be as you are and live your truth, and you don't have to worry about what bills you're going to pay or whose feelings you're going to hurt, because I think, you know what I mean? It's a safe place.
Essentially, we're all babies. Like we were all babies at one point. And that's just what we are, when we peer into each other's soul, and if we can just see each person as that newborn version of themselves, as opposed to this person
Nikki lost me.
Very stressed out. Well, I'm going somewhere with this. So what I'm trying to say is, for me, I had that dream, and I had that baby Nikki, you know, all the kids in the shelter making a dance, but then I lost that, and I was told, you know, you got to know someone to do that kind of life. You got to do this, you got to do that. So I started doing medical billing and coding and opening up a business and like doing all this stuff, setting up this life, told I got to get married, have kids. This is like the life that you should have. But that's not what baby Nikki was meant to do. So it took me, like when I turned 20 years old, to realize, like, wait a second, all that conditioning is not who I am. So I think that for me, one of my whys is to let young people know that they do have the ability to be what they're supposed to be and not what the world has conditioned them to be. Does that make sense?
Perfect.
Full circle.
Yeah.
I tried to do it fast because I was going to go the long way
and I think
and
also,
like...
I know for me, you know, Nikki and I have a lot of similar, like childhood situations and in our upbringing, and I think that what I will share is that our like 5-day bender that we had of just drinking pots of coffee nonstop and creating Venn diagrams and developing characters, we shared so much. We just had a sleepover for like 4 days straight, and we just shared our life stories pretty much with each other, and used that to develop the 2 main lead roles in Couch to Couch, like the TV show. So it was so, I always use the word therapeutical. I know it's not a word, but it feels right.
It's therapeutical.
It's therapeutical. And it feels so good to be able to utilize that in a healthy way. And jumping back to what you were saying, when I was in high school, like especially senior year, shit was rough at home. And the fact that I could like leave class and go to the chorus room and just sing all day and then stay after school till 5:00 to do a play and do drama, like that was just such an important, like if I didn't have that, forget it. You know, like that was just such a useful thing for me. And I don't know, it's just so important to keep that dream alive, because why does it have to be a dream? You know what I mean? Like this should very well be, and something I just like want to remove. I want to remove the narrative of a starving artist, because why are we putting that on ourselves? You can't tell yourself you're a starving artist. That's just, why is that even a thing? Why? Give me my money. Give me my money.
So my next question, I kind of think I know what Nikki's answer is going to be because she kind of touched on it a little bit in her why. But what would be your advice to an artist that wants to get started or doesn't know where to go?
Read Letters to a Young Poet first. If you are an artist and you have not read Letters to a Young Poet, read it right now. It's like 75 pages, and it's just really good because it helps you separate society's idea of an artist and your idea of an artist. As far as where to start, just get your circle right. Make sure you're surrounded by the right people.
Show me your friends, I'll show you your future.
Ding, ding, ding.
My advice is going to be very brief, and it is pretty much what I said before, but don't take advice from anybody unless
isn't-
they have exactly the life that you want. Because that was my issue so long, and then I would look at these people I'm taking advice from and be like, I want nothing that you have. Even if you're a millionaire, like, the way you're spending your money, I don't want it.
Even if that means your parents, and Gary Vee always says this too, like,
Yeah.
if you're, you know, not doing what you want to be doing because you're taking advice from your parents, and God bless parents. Parents are everything. They're important. Respect your parents. But if they're not in a position that you want to be in or see yourself in, and, you know, same with your peers and anyone, just do you, boo boo.
Even giving advice, I try not to give advice on anything unless I've really experienced it, and experienced it for a good enough time that I feel confident about sitting here and saying this was my experience.
Learning how to separate when someone is just projecting onto you or actually giving you real life experiential advice.
And also, it's
Yeah.
okay to seek out advice from people who do have things that you want, seeing what they did to get that. Reading books by people like Judd Apatow, or, you know, for us at least.
Who's the executive producer of Couch to Couch.
Yeah.
One
But
day.
whatever you want, go find people who are successful in that and then follow their advice and seek out their advice.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Final question is kind of a two-parter. What do you have going on? Because you have a lot going on. And what are some ways that we can support you? And by we, it's not just the people that are sitting in this room, but also the community that's going to see this.
That's so nice. It's just a really nice question to ask.
All right. Well, we're going to end now.
Bless you. Live studio audience. Sorry, guys.
Yay.
If SNL can do it, so can we. Nikki, go first, because Nikki just be doing shit, and I just sit in my room, so I don't know.
So I have been.
Wait, I want to tell them what I do first, because it's so quick.
Okay, go ahead.
I sit in my room and wait until Nikki has free time. Here's what Nikki does.
That's untrue because she has so much going on. I have a band, The Big Happy. We always have things coming out. We have a new album coming out, new music video. I would love for people to kind of just listen to it, see if they could vibe with it. It's a little different, but a little different kind of music. We don't do it to be trendy or famous or anything. It's just expression. So see if you can get down with that, The Big Happy. I have my students, the Actors Workshop Kids. You can find us on Instagram, YouTube. We have a feature film coming out, a virtual musical coming out. Then I also have two artists that I manage, Christina Capis and Sapira Mizrachi. We are finishing up their EPs, so they're going to have music coming out. They're going to have music videos coming out. We have 2 songs that I wrote that we collab, the 3 of us on. So those will be coming out. Couch to Couch is consistent. We are putting out content always. Patreon, you can check us out. Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, we do it all. I also am doing a couple of different feature films. You can see on my Instagram, I post everything on there.
Nikki Ann Silva on Instagram.
Yeah. I
That's my
feel like
friend.
I'm forgetting something big, but I'm gonna...
Let me think.
I'm gonna-
Let me think.
We can bounce back and forth.
Yeah, so talk about some of your stuff, Disco Jane.
So during the pandemic, I had a band, put out 2 EPs with the band. The band broke up, and then I was really sad, and then I wasn't sad anymore, and then I started a new project under the artist name Disco Jane, and that's going really well. I'm working with Paveway Records, and we're going to be putting out an EP, so keep your eyes out for that, and then just really focusing on school, because I'm in acting school, because I want to be an actor, and, I forgot I'm wearing makeup, it's terrible. And I just do really stupid shit on Couch to Couch, and I binge watch a lot of TV, and we're gonna be crowdfunding for season 1 of Couch to Couch, so keep your eyes out on that. Anything as little as $1 would be fire flames, because we want to be able to employ and feed our cast and make sure that, and our crew, and make sure that our production is on point. So just really honing in on that script and chiseling it out, and just making sure that it's gonna tell a good story. So I feel like that's all I'm doing. I don't know.
I'm hiring interns, so if you wanna sign up for that,
go off, Queen. That's my best friend. That's my best friend. That's my kid's mom. Oh, I'm Planet Cat, by the way. Watch Ted Skates. I just keep plugging Ted Skates.
Yeah.
That's a lot of stuff.
I just feel like that's it. Just follow us to like know what's going on, you know? Like that's
so you said a lot of things. What do you think is like the best singular action or couple of actions that people can take to help you guys out?
I think for us, for Couch to Couch as a whole, I think the coolest thing right now would be to just share, just to spread the platform, and then when the crowdfunding's ready to go, if you want to contribute to the production of the series, I think that'd be really cool, and just, you know, keeping up and sharing.
At the very least, likes and comments on, you know, posts. If you see us, just give us a like and a comment.
That's so sad.
I know.
That's really
something
sad.
bigger than that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
I legit have nothing. I'm like, I don't know, because that's not the truth. What do we want?
Yeah, what do you want?
Invest $20 million.
Invest in yourself if you are the type of person who feels like you could relate to us on a creative level. And if you are more into business, or maybe you're not, you know, writing constantly, but you see us and you think what we're doing is cool, you could pledge to us on Patreon to help us create what we are trying to do. DM us, reach out to us, let us know what you like to see, or maybe if you want to get involved with something. We're always in need of extra help.
Let's collaborate.
Yeah.
I like this.
Collaborate, create. If you have $1 million, we will definitely turn it into something amazing.
Yeah, that.
We have plans. We just need you.
I think we're just brain dead right now.
No, there's a lot of things we want and need, but at the end of the day, we just want everybody to be happy. So, like, yeah.
Wait, I'm not done. I have a closing notice. 3 short months ago, the Movers.
You don't have to plug us.
No. 3 short months ago, the Movers were nice enough and kind enough and warm enough to welcome me with open arms. I invited myself to the Brochler Mansion, and what did I find? A group of people who believe in other people. And it's a really beautiful thing. And they just like welcomed me into their family, and it was really, really fucking nice of them. So thank you guys, and watch The Brochler and subscribe on Patreon. No, pledge on Patreon. That's on Couch to Couch. This is Kat signing off.
Wait, also to just
Ow! Oh, how's your head from the nail the other day?
It's fine.
I
No,
clubbed
but
your head
the
with a
thing
nail.
that I forgot to mention was probably like everything that I do with the Movers. Like I'm not trying to plug Movers or anything,
But, like,
I think
plug-
I might be on a Movers show right now, but I'm not trying to plug it. But I was in this living room the first time that I really got a nice taste of what the Movers was all about, and like I remember getting teared up and choked up, and my whole band was here, and we were like crying, and it was like really intense for some reason. But the amount of stuff I've done since then, which was about a year ago with the movers, is just been so fulfilling. From the Bachelor, like Kat mentioned, getting to play these really fun characters, getting to play the grandma, and really just being able to like be myself and have the support of people who want to invest in me and invest in my ideas. And literally at any given time, I could hit up the group and be like,
She's like,
I can hit up any mover and be like, can you get on Zoom to help me read this script?
that's
And
so true.
by the end of my text, I'll have like 3 people hopped on, like ready to help me and keep me motivated. And that has really been like my energy juice for the last year. And I thank you guys so much.
Do shit because you love it and for no other reason.
Yeah.
Thank
Can
you.
I put the cue cards down now? You can
Yes.
stop reading. All right, thank you.
Oh my god.
That was awesome.
Ah.